Forbes magazine, headline, New York City new mayor, Eric Adams, calls for companies to quickly bring workers back to the office. You don't say, Your Honor. Well, this is brilliant. Where did this guy come up with this idea? New York City mayor met with 100 chief executive officers in New York City in an effort to cajole them. By the way, great word, cajole. There's your word of the day. To get their workers back into the office to stimulate the city's economy. The mayor said, we can't keep kicking the can down the road. We need people commuting back into the Big Apple. It's hurting our city's economy. You think? That's your predecessor's problem. What was that guy's name? That doofus? Joe, who was the last mayor of New York? You know this. Yeah, I can't remember. What a doofus. De Blasio. What a perfect name. That guy's leadership ought to be its own category. We could call it the de Blasio method. Adams goes on to make a public statement. The accountant from a bank that sits in an office, it's not only him, it feeds our financial ecosystem. He goes to the cleaners to get his suits cleaned. He goes to the restaurant. He brings in a business traveler, which is 70% of our hotel occupancy. He buys a hot dog on our streets. Now, the guy's making total sense right up until this point. He's making great sense right here. And then he's got to throw in the New York nutty thinking. He goes, he buys a hot dog on our streets. I hope it's a vegan hot dog. Really, Mayor? You got to throw that in there? Nobody wants to buy a vegan hot dog. The very fact that he threw that in there is, again, one of the crises we have with leadership. We're trying to placate to people. How many vegan hot dog carts have you ever seen on the streets of New York? I've never seen one. Come on, Mayor. But anyway, he participates in the economy. So what does he say? He's saying open our economy back up, send people back to work. These things have consequences, folks. When leaders make snap decisions to try to please the mob, they're not thinking all this through.